Yeah,
This is manageable.
Yes, this is nice.
it's better.
Much better.
Although we've had like 90% of our stuff canceled, so now we get to talk to proper people like you guys.
Oh, you mean because it strikes?
I'd rather talk to people that are not an A-list celebrities. I don't want to talk to A-list celebrities. I do, but I don't want to do that.
You can start off.
All right. So, when you're figuring out, is the music for the character or the scene more important?
Combination, but like for TV, because it's such a fast-moving animal. You sit down at the beginning of the season with the showrunner and figure out those characters, and then really try to identify their themes, and that's always the focus.
Right.
The character, yeah.
Character version.
And sometimes the scene, just like it's the structure of the scene that could dictate music.
Okay.
And that's punctuation. But I'm always trying to subvert the story of characters.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So I'm always curious where your passion for music came from. Certain albums, certain live performances, starting this music journey, or something that just naturally came to you.
It's weird. I've always been a musician. I've never particularly had a passion for music. But I'm mentally ill, and music is therapy. Like that's the only thing that allows me to forget myself. And it's the only skill that I have. So it's just always, it's like breathing.
Yeah.
But it's not passion. It's weird. And I don't listen to music for relaxation. Now I listen to podcasts. I listen to people talking. So I'm a weird duck that way.
Were you ever like in band growing up?
I was always in bands. From the time I was like 15, I was in bands. Yeah, always in bands. And then always and also getting bored of being in bands because you're doing 12 songs and you're fighting with people. And
It is very being in a band. I know that.
And by the time my band life ended, I was so glad to be rid of it. And I love the people, but I was so sick of the conflict. But also the boredom of playing, like we were touring and playing 12 songs. And it got it's too repetitive. Right? And the great thing about scoring is that it's just changing all the time. And it's thrown in the kitchen sink and weirdness that appealed to me a lot more. I could sustain it.
What kind of bands were you in?
So I was in a band on Epic Sony called Sun 60. They called us, this was from 1996, they called us alternative. It was kind of like the Violent Femmes.
Oh, cool.
So, but not as good. I think that's the operative thing. Not as good, unfortunately.
To the benefit of all of us, though, because now you're making this music instead.
But this was actually just a much more authentic life for me. I never felt comfortable being in a band. I was in love with the lead singer, and I would have followed her anywhere. And she said, "Let's open a rug shop." I'd be in a rug shop, but it was that.
I hear that a lot from a lot of bands. That playing that same song over and over and over again.
It killed me.
Your creativity's dead.
Yeah.
And now you're just a machine.
Yeah.
So I get that. Yeah,
that was not fun.
No, I bet.
So when you're composing for characters that already have like themes or previous properties, how do you like make it fresh and new when you're composing? Or how much do you incorporate existing?
I don't think I've ever done that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I've never had to incorporate someone else's theme into what I've done.
Okay.
Interesting.
Would that be something you'd want to do?
I think it'd be fun. I mean, it would be actually.
Because that'd be a challenge, yeah.
I just listened to like the new Mission Impossible movie.
Sure.
And the whole score is based on those themes, which I think it's a nice challenge, but it's maybe not as ultimately as satisfying for the composer. But he did a great job. Although my favorite scene in that film is Elsa's death, which I think is his original. It's like that was all him, which is a beautiful moment. If you guys have seen the movie, that scene I thought was the best.
Yeah. They kept playing the same like dun, 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 again and again, but in different ways. Right. Slow and fast.
Right. He adapted it incredibly well.
Are there any specific instruments or musical techniques you plan to use in the score to create a unique sonic experience for the audience?
At the beginning of a project, I always go fishing, trying to find those tonalities in that palette that I think can serve the project. And I try to find, try to become signatures. And it can be anything. There is no particular thing. You never know where you're going to find it, right? Or a combination of synthesis and stuff. You never know.
Thank you.
We've heard a lot from a lot of composers that don't listen to music as a hobby. Is that almost a subconscious / conscious decision to not taint your brain with everyone else's ideas?
No, you know what it is I can't listen to music for relaxation.
Okay.
I just analyze it.
Because that's your work.
And that's exhausting. Like, I can't
Fair
turn
enough.
it off.
So it's kind of like doing your hobby as a job.
Yeah.
It stops being a hobby. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
What else do you do to relax? Like, I mean, music to me is how I relax. Like, it helps me with my emotions. It's crazy to think.
Exercise.
Exercise.
Yeah, exercise helps clear the cobwebs out. Walk my dog. We got 8 walks a day. That's a good one. Yeah, like I'm like a monk. I'm on a repeat, like every day's the same. So that's a big part.
And a lot of the composers on the panel that we just had, 2 of them said that they got ideas for their songs from walking the dogs.
Moving always helps. The creativity, it seems. If I'm moving around, it always helps.
Makes sense. New influences as you go. Do you walk the same path all the time?
No, you got to break it up.
Yeah, see, there
you
you
know,
go.
We'll hit the duck park, we'll hit the bluffs. We break it up.
So there is some break in the
Random.
monotony,
There's
but
always got to be a random.
okay,
Absolutely.
I like it.
What is your social media for a social media shout out?
I have an Instagram, David Russo Music. But you'll find it's not very social. I can never, ever post something about my personal life. I couldn't do it, so I just post.
You could do a dog walk.
But I post music.
okay.
Like there's a few people who like to re-experience the shows through the music. It's a very small select of people. So for those people, I just post little stuff, and some people love it. Small select group of people that give a shit.
Okay.
I don't know what the time frame is for especially a TV show in Goptham. Like,
It's brutal, my friend. 7 to 12 days, 38 minutes of music.
Wow.
It's crazy. And, obviously you don't write every bit, so you can track stuff. But, we would do a theme session at the beginning of the season where we do an orchestral session. I'd make sure I recorded theme melodies with no accompaniment so I could then take them and incorporate them. Always trying to build up some sort of library that you can use to just get the job done. But it can be nuts. It can be crazy. But, it has gotten so much easier over the years. When I started, it was pre-digital. The world is completely changed. So I've been able to speed up incredibly just because of the technology. It wasn't possible before, and used to have an army of people.
Yeah.
Now it's just me. So because you can do it, they expect you to do it. It can get crazy.
Is there an instrument you've never played yet or written music for yet that you want to?
The world is huge. A lot of the ethnomusicology is instruments.
Sure.
I have never laid hands on it, and especially when you go to India, suddenly you have these microtones, and it's like beyond my grasp, quite honestly. So there's a lot of learning to be done still.
Sure. Okay, nice.
Are you all musicians?
Former drummer.
You're never a former drummer.
True, I still tap my
You can never get break
it's just, once I started living in apartments, it was hard.
Oh yeah, and those practice pads are depressing. Right?
Yeah, it's not the same.
No, it's not.
Even the digital ones. I still like to get one eventually, but
that's true.
But I loved being just playing the same 12 songs over and over again. That was fun for me.
The drummers that I've known, they seem to have the most calm about it. I guess because they're beating, like getting it out.
Exactly, because it's exercise. And all four.
My old drummer had like really long hair, and his thing was he would hang upside down and cut it himself. That was his trademark move.
Okay.
It was pretty cool.
Oh my God.
And he was good at it too.
That would be a good TikTok video.
I was a teenager in the 90s. I loved grunge, so I would always jump through my drum set at the end like Kurt Cobain.
Oh, that's good. I work in the studio a lot with Rage Against the Machine, and I work with Tom Morello a lot doing. He did a bunch of remixes. After my band died, I had Pro Tools, and it was new. It was new.
Very new back then.
It was, yeah. So Tom hired me to help him. Like he would dump all these tracks into Pro Tools, take away the stuff he didn't want. He would just lay down guitar tracks. So we did a bunch of those together.
Nice. So is your band music out online?
Yeah, we're out there. Sun 60, we're out there.
Sun 60. Okay, I'm going to look that up. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know.
Hey, well, you know, it's life. But we were lucky because we were in an era. I mean, I still get royalty statements letting me know that I owe the label $1 million.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Okay, but we were lucky enough to be in an era where they would actually spend $1 million.
Yeah.
Those days are over. You know, we were able to live our lives and support ourselves because of the label, touring budgets. You know.
You actually had time in the studio?
Yeah. Good.
Now
So,
it's
you know, my heart goes out to the bands now. Like, how the hell do you make a living as a musician? It's
They got to pay everything themselves now.
and just and of course anything on Spotify you get pennies. Yeah, you get nothing.
It's terrible.
So you know, I benefited from that time. My heart goes out to the young cubs.
So if you had a dream project, what would it be?
You know, it's I don't know, but it's more for me. It would be an opportunity to work with a live orchestra more.
Okay.
That's the thing that I don't get enough of.
Right.
And I've just been, because I've been doing a lot of TV, and you go from series to series, and it's just like, there aren't budgets or time to be able to do it. So that would be the dream.
Okay.
But in the early part of my career, when I was working for Graham Bell, as composer, we would do, it was all features. So that was great. 3 months writing, and then you'd go record in London or Budapest or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
That I really love. And I miss that. So that would be the dream.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that'd be good.
Dream on, though.
For Gotham, did they have you compose after you saw the footage, or with the director or the other?
Well, the showrunner. So this guy Danny Campbell.
Beforehand.
Yeah, so we would meet at the beginning of the season, and he would talk about the characters, where they might go, and then I would just write for a month or two, write a bunch of stuff. Then we'd have an orchestral session, and then when you get the episode, you know, the editors are great. I mean, they've temped it normally with my music, so it's a little easier. So. But you know, you get the footage. It'll go through the director's cut, producer's cut, network cut, final cut. So the cut is always changing. So you're always kind of trying to play catch up. Yeah, you'd see it. I mean, it was pretty fully realized.
You have to kind of edit to the music.
Constantly. Yeah. And also the effect shot. The effect shots are always coming in late, so you don't see the actual effect shot.
Right.
You'd see some mock-up or
Just them reacting to
slick. Yeah, so you're always trying to imagine what's going to happen.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.